Every Sunday at 9 p.m., watch some of the best racing action from area tracks on BCSN's Sunday Night at the Races. Don't miss a thrill, spill, or close finish, only on BCSN. And when we've gotten some green flag racing in, it's been pretty exciting. Steve Cronowet getting that feature win after getting into it with Frank Giovanni. So starting off 2015 with a win, if not making friends and influencing people on the racetrack. Let's set the grid for the street stock feature, 25 laps. Tim Moore at the pole position alongside Scott Selmy, Arnold Kirsch, and Kyle Worley. That's row number 2. Row number 3, the 97 of Nick Shanks, Rob Moore, your defending champ. Row number 4, Landon Schuster in the 118, Joe Hayner in the 06. Row number 5, Chris Diavardi and Jim Elvis in the 64. Although, see if he made it out there. Aaron Greathouse, Ray Morneau, Troy Bremer, Rich Abel, Bob Swanson, Gary Calhoun, Don Roberts, Lonnie York, and Adam Jeslow in the 0. Green flag is out. Let's go racing for 25 laps. Hope we go clean and green. Tim Moore's got the early point. The 24, Scott Selmy's in second spot. Kirsch riding the low side groove. He's running in third right now. We will see if and how long it takes Rob Moore to get up and contend for the lead in that 82 car.
Well, Tim Moore's gotten out to a good lead. He's got it stretched out to about 4 car lengths, but look on the outside, Scott Selmy making a run.
2 laps in, 23 laps to go. Scott Selmy is a tough customer out here, no doubt about that. The 24 machine, Kyle Worley in the 15, right on his rear bumper. Rob Moore in the 83, holding it down right now. Starting to build that differential up a little bit. And we'll see how long. I mean, if the track maybe has a little bit of rubber on it, Rich, from that late model feature, the street stocks can benefit from that.
Yeah, exactly. And Tim Moore looks like he's getting a lot of good bite off of these corners. And he's probably saying thank you, late models, for this now for running down there. Because that car's not moving around. He's getting good bite. He's getting down the straightaways in a hurry.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I mean, it looks like a lot of rubber has been laid down. The track's got a lot more grips. These street stocks enjoying that from the late models. And once the late models got into it, past the halfway point, you know, they got the 20 stretch run of racing in that. You really saw the complexion of that race change. So it looks like we're getting a good stretch of green here. 20 laps to go here, 5 laps in, and it's Tim Moore, Scott Selmy, Kyle Worley, Arnold Kirsch, Nick Shanks, Rob Moore, Landon Schuster, Joe Hayner, Ray Morneau, and Rich Abel. And that's your top 10 single file racing. Not a lot of passing around the track. Got trouble coming out of turn number 1, though. It's the 95 of Chris Diavardi looping it out.
I was just getting ready to say that these guys may have taken a thoughtfulness from that late model and just grip, like you say, the bottom side of the racetrack has come in, but if you've only got a 1-groove racetrack, it doesn't lead to any kind of side-by-side racing to any consequence. A little bit in that late model race, we were able to get some guys making...
Oh, we got a big stack up on the backstretch. Sorry to interrupt you, but...
Never good under caution. Never good under caution.
And cardio work. Back to green flag racing here in the street stock feature. Got everything cleaned up. 6 laps in, 19 laps to go. Your race leader is Tim Moore in the 83 machine. Scott Selmy to the outside. Kyle Worley. You got Arnold Kirsch, Nick Shanks, Rob Moore, Landon Schuster in the 118, Joe Hayner, Ray Morneau, and Rich Abel in the 50. See what happens here. Like you said, without really any grip there, especially on the outside groove. We'll see if Selmy and caution flag's going to come out. That's the 06 of Hayner. Looped out here at turn number 2. And, I don't know, the over-under seems to be slipping away as another caution flag comes out. Without any grip, and it's getting colder still. This is going to be probably an adventure to try to get this feature.
All these cautions, because you want to get in a groove. You need to get in a groove to find out, just like Steve said, what your car is doing, and 2 laps doesn't cut it.
There we go. We got the green flag racing this time around. Street stock feature. We'll see if Selmy can have anything for more, especially on that topside group. We know how hard it's been to pass up there. As it gets colder and colder, too. And like you said, Rich, these cars don't really put down a lot of rubber to speak of, so it's going to be hard to get any more grip. And that's already been out there and put down by the late models. 8 laps in, 17 laps to go. Moore with the lead. Worley now underneath on Scott Selmy. in the 15 machine, trying to get a good run on the 24. They're all bunched up there, especially coming through turn number 4. We'll see if Morley can finally wrestle that spot away from the outside. Yeah, I think he does on Selmy.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time, I think, as Richard said. Selmy's doing a good job on the outside, but there's just no place to hang on to the race car out there.
10 laps in, 15 laps to go, too, and also keep an eye on that 82 car of Rob Moore, the defending champ. He's running in 5th spot, and he's in a good place on the track. He can run a good line and possibly even push the 97 of Shanks out of the way. So we'll see if Moore in the 82 can get any kind of run there.
Well, Rob Moore has nowhere to go right now as long as Scott Selmy's running next to Nick
Oh, and
Shanks.
Scott Selmy has been freight trained out of the way. So Selmy in the 24 just gets pushed back a couple spots.
Yeah, him and Nick Shanks just made contact in the middle of turn 3 and 4.
So now Moore in the 82 is running in 4th spot. The 97 of Nick Shanks standing in his way to get up to that top 3. And with single groove racing, it's going to be hard, I think, for him to be able to get up there. But if anybody can do it, I would have to believe it's the 82 of Rob Moore.
Landon Schuster's found his way into 5th spot, too, so he's right on the back bumper of Rob Moore in that 82 machine. So you got some nice action, but unfortunately it's all single file.
Past the halfway point, 13 in, now 14 in, 11 to go in this 25-lap feature. And that lead just keeps extending for the 83 of Tim Moore. You look behind him, it's Kyle Worley bunched up. Nick Shanks, then Rob Moore, Landon Schuster. You can throw a blanket over that second pack of racers, just nobody can track down Tim Moore in the lead in the 83 car.
Moore's got it up to about 0.7 of a second lead over Kyle Worley, and he keeps expanding it a little bit each lap.
So 9 laps to go, and it's Moore firmly in command. Worley, Shanks, Moore, and then the 118, and then that you see Kirsch, and then also Scott Selmy was trying to get back up there after he got freight trained out of the way and dropped back about 5 spots.
And guys, even though it's single file, I am watching Landon Schuster, and he's really working the back bumper of Rob Moore. And he's trying to do something, not just follow.
Oh, we got trouble there between 1 and 2. Another spin out. The 25 of Lonnie York finds himself in the grass off the lip of the track. But yeah, to your point, you're right. Before that, Landon Schuster was definitely, you could see him testing, trying to get underneath and show him a little quarter panel.
Yeah, he would get under him off the corner, get to his quarter panel, and then he knew he wouldn't be in far enough by the time he got to the corner, so he'd have to lift back out.
Let's step aside, take a break. We'll get this clip. Let's take a second look at this first. As you just see Lonnie York spin out between 1 and 2 and back into the grass. We will step aside, take a break, get this cleaned up, and get back to green flag racing here at Flat Rock. High side groove, can he do it? He's got Rob Moore right behind him, Nick Shanks in the 97. That first pack of racers. It's going to be tough sledding up there, Steve, as we've seen the topside groove is so hard to pass tonight, especially in the street stocks.
Well, he gave it a run for 1 lap, and he's real loose up top on the back stretch and able to hang on to it.
Good save by Worley. It might cost him a spot as Shanks moves up into the 2nd spot. Some shuffling in the order as Landon Schuster makes a good move. Rob Moore getting shuffled out of that spot as well. So Landon Schuster now has 3rd, fighting off Kyle Worley. And Schuster now, the new proud papa, he jets into 3rd spot. But it's been Tim Moore. He could lead this wire-to-wire, Rich, if he could just keep it pointed basically in the right direction right now.
And that's what I kind of suspected from the beginning of this race. You see, this is the perfect example. Kyle Worley is hung up on the outside and really has nowhere to go. He has nowhere to get down, and I don't think he's going to see the bottom until maybe after Arnold Kirsch gets bottom.
22 laps in, 3 laps to go. Leading wire-to-wire from the pole position is Tim Moore. So found himself in a good spot right from the start of the race. Nick Shanks in 97 machine, then Landon Schuster in the 118. Scott Selmy back up there. Rob Moore and Kyle Worley did get freight trained out of quite a few spaces. Next time around, we will see the white flag lap. 23 laps in, 2 to go. Landon Schuster's got a good fast car, but just nowhere to put it. We saw him testing a few lines earlier on, and it's just been difficult for him to even get underneath anybody. White flag comes out. One more time around for Tim Moore.
Well, it makes a valiant run to Schuster up on Shanks, but just can't get around him. He was hoping to maybe get up there, give him a little bit of tap, get him loose, but nowhere to go.
Checkered flag will fall for Tim Moore, leading it wire to wire. A few caution flags and some fits and starts, but he gets the victory. Nick Shanks comes in 2nd spot. Landon Schuster in 3rd. Selmy in 4th. And then I believe, Rob Moore coming home in the 5th spot. So Tim Moore, you see him in the 83 machine, getting the checkered flag, getting the hardware. We will step aside, take a break. Our final feature of the evening. Coming up next, the figure eights here from Flat Rock Speedway.